away. So who out there is going to win that $500 is probably going to be divided up amongst several people. So I know you're saying, me, I'm going to win it, I'm going to win it. So hopefully the winner is you. So let's see who else we have. Wanda, welcome to the webinar, Wanda from Michigan. And we have Cheryl from Vermont. Glad to have you on tonight, Cheryl. And we have Ken from Orlando. Welcome to the call, Ken. Glad to have you on there from Orlando. And then we have Jameson. Welcome to the call, Jameson. And Clarence from California. And Coach, glad to have you on tonight, Coach. Welcome to the webinar, Susan and Kevin and Susanna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have all of you on this call tonight. Another about 30 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We have Elaine joining us, and Juliet, and Lindsay. Welcome, all of you guys. Darlene, hello, hello. Agnes, we have Daryl. Glad to have you on the call tonight, Daryl. Hello, Alfred. Welcome to the call, Alfred, and Raphael from New York. And we have Gary from Maryland. Glad that all of you guys are joining us. These lines are getting packed out, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You know, I was talking to one of my promoters today. It was such a great conversation, and he was saying, you know, I just got a feeling. I've got a great feeling about Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. It's just something that's special about this one. I don't know, the last one I was in, it was, you know, okay, but it's just something about Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. I'm just expecting some great things from this opportunity. And, you know, I told him, I said, you know what, you are absolutely on the right track. Please just keep that positive expectation flowing. Keep those positive thoughts flowing, because I was referring back to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He said this, guys, about thoughts. He said thoughts are things, right? We've heard this before. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. And he said when you mix your thoughts with a definiteness of purpose, that means that you are clear on what you want. You already see the end from the beginning. You already know what you want your outcome to be. So when you mix those thoughts with that definiteness of purpose and with persistence, of course, we know what that means. You have to have that never, ever, ever give up attitude. You know, the game isn't over until you win. That type of attitude. So when you mix it with persistence and then that burning desire, guys, you got to have that burning desire where you just feel it at the core of your being that, you know, you want great things and you expect great things. And, you know, this is going to be the opportunity to get you your goals and dreams. So when you mix all those things together, guys, you can't help but to turn those thoughts into riches, into material objects, into what you are seeking. And we have a gentleman on the line that's going to be sharing with us tonight, guys. And I'm telling you, this guy, I mean, always positive. He has his mindset in the right place. He's been able to go from a humble beginnings to building several, not just one, but several seven-figure businesses, becoming a seven-figure earner several times, guys. So if there's somebody that we should follow, it's this guy here on the line tonight. So I want you to help me to welcome to our webinar one of our top leaders, the top leader, I'm going to call him in our Jubi Rev, Jubi Max world, Mr. T. Lamont Silver. It's all yours.
Well, thank you so much, Boomy. I really appreciate that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is Aya Boomy Moore, and she's extremely gracious, and I appreciate that introduction. But what you should know is that the very first seven-figure business that we built in large part to Boomy Moore. She was our personal enroller with the company where we made it big for the very first time. And so I'm really privileged that my leader would bring me on to this particular webinar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've got quite a few things that we're going to talk about, and it is so impressive to see so many of you from around the globe. I want to get things started tonight with a couple of polls. We are going to give away $500. We're going to give that away, split that up between 5 of our Jubi family members. So 5 of you will get $100 apiece. We did this last week. We're going to do it again this week. Corporate wanted us to make sure that we sold back into your lives. All right, real quickly though, got a couple polls. So if you would, I need you to get ready to vote. I need you to get ready to vote when you see these polls. Last week we did some training on the Jubi Suite, and that video was recorded. There was a little mix-up in communication because I thought it had already been posted. It has not been posted just yet. May be posted hopefully tonight or sometime tomorrow for you to go back if you missed it. If you understand the potency of the Jubi Suite, you're saying, I get it, I understand it. All right, you would be a yes. If you don't quite understand how potent it is, you would be a no. And that's okay. That's okay. I need everyone to vote. I need everyone to vote. Don't you want to get some money tonight? Don't you want to be one of those winners that gets $100 where you've got to vote? I need everyone to vote. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we've got about a 55, 45 split. About 55% of you say yes. More votes are coming in. Please cast your vote, please. About 54% say yes, I understand the Jubi Suite. About 46% say no. All right, we're going to give you 10 more seconds. Please vote. I understand the power of the Jubi Suite. Now, those of you that understand revenue sharing, you know that's huge. When you add the Jubi Suite to it, it becomes revolutionary, absolutely revolutionary. So for those who don't understand, we're going to give you a tool or resource in the next day or two that should be up. We'll make sure you know where it is. I want to make sure you get it, okay? In 8, 7, 6, please vote. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let me just make a note of that. About 53% of you said, I get it. All right, 54%. 54% say, I get it. 46% say, I don't. Okay, so we're going to want to make sure you know where to find that training that we did on last week once it is posted. One more real quickly. Again, I want everyone to vote. I want everyone to vote. Please, everyone vote. All right, if you have referred and someone has registered through your link, okay, you have personally enrolled other promoters. If you are none, I haven't personally enrolled any, then put that there. We're never going to make you feel like a second-class citizen. If you've enrolled anywhere from 1 to, let's say, 10, then you can only choose one. You would choose that one. If you enrolled maybe somewhere between 11 and 50, you would choose that one. 51 to 100, you would choose that one. 100 or more, you would choose that one. Let's get everyone voting. Let's get everyone voting. Let's get everyone voting. Just about everyone's vote, okay? All right. We'll give it just a few more seconds here. All right. I've joined, but I haven't gotten my link out, or maybe I've got my link out, but I've not had anyone enrolled just yet. I've enrolled 1 to 10. I've enrolled 11 through 50. I've enrolled 51 through 100. I've enrolled 100 plus. In 9, counting down from 9, 8. Please vote. Most of you have voted. Still got a few out there that haven't. 7.
I guess there's no
6. There's somebody on my side with some background noise. I shouldn't be hearing any background noise. Not sure who that is. I should not be hearing any background noise. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Let me just make a note of what I see here. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, bear with me. Okay. All right. One more moment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your openness and doing those couple of polls. Okay. Let's give you some reveals, I believe is how they put it when they sent out the email and the post. Here's some things that we're going to talk about on tonight. We're going to talk about the, in your back office, the generational views are going to be showing late this week. but I'm going to give you some snapshots, a sneak peek at what that's going to look like tonight. And that's for those of us that have already begun to build our referral network. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best time to start building your referral network. Why? It doesn't cost you, nor does it cost anyone you send your link to anything to enroll. So get your link out to everyone on your email list, Facebook it out, tweet it out, Skype it out, however you communicate, text it out, however you communicate with folks. The more people you get enrolled, then the more people that you will have once we're ready to start upgrading that will upgrade, the more money you're going to make. Now, do you have to enroll anyone from a promoter standpoint in order to generate revenue in our system? The answer to that is no. You never, ever, ever have to recruit anyone into our system in terms of promoters to generate revenue. However, you're going to make more money should you begin to build a referral network because of the overrides. The overrides allow you to not only put money in your pocket, but they also allow you to purchase more inventory that you can then give away to generate more of your Jubi points. Okay, so we're going to talk about generational views. We're going to talk about the one of the pay in and pay out methods that will be ready to go this week, and that's going to be a debit card solution. Some of you are jumping up and down right now because you're saying, you mean to tell me that when it's time to get commissions, I'm not going to have to pay those ridiculous incoming charges of some of the other systems out there that may charge me 1.5% to 2% to 2.5% to 3% of my commissions? So if I requested $1,000 in commissions, you know, I already know I'm going to lose 2% of that. I'm not going to have to deal with that. You're absolutely right. You're not going to have to deal with that. So we're going to talk about pay-in and a payout method that will be coming out this week, and I'm going to give you a snapshot of that as well. We're going to talk about the monthly subscription options. And of course, no one is monthly subscribing to anything today. Nobody's purchasing a package today, but that day is nearing. That day is nearing. And then we're going to talk about the importance of the next stage, which is going to be stage 2, which is the pre-launch stage. We are in now stage 1. Stage 1 is our pre-registration stage. Stage 1 is our pre-registration stage. This is where we're simply getting people pre-registered. No one has made a purchase. No one has a monthly subscription. No one has bought any inventory. None of that just yet. Okay, we're starting to get close to the end of that. It may still be another week and a half, maybe another 2 weeks, but we're getting closer to the end of that. We're going to start loading up our systems so that we can get ready for the pre-launch. All right, so pre-registration is the stage that we're in now. It doesn't cost anybody anything to register and come inside, start learning, start getting familiar with your back office, start getting some training so that you can understand her, Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, as you undertake her. Then we're going to have a stage 2. That's going to be the pre-launch. This is when we can then purchase our monthly subscription. I'm going to say MS there for monthly subscription, as well as our inventory packages. This is where we're going to purchase Jubi bucks. Our inventory packages will have a certain amount of Jubi bucks that we can load up on people's Jubi cards. Remember, every Jubi buck we load up on someone's Jubi card will generate a Jubi point. If you do not know what I'm talking about right now because you are brand spanking new, you have been with us for maybe just a little bit, give me a moment, then I'm going to want you to go log into your back office. Bear with me. Give me just a moment. I'm going to want you to log into your back office as got kicked out, so I'm logging in right now. Logging back in, I should say. Okay, so if you don't thoroughly understand, our model, because maybe you've just gotten started, there's a couple things I want you to pay attention to. Number one, I want you to go to calls and webinars, then recorded calls. Calls and webinars, then recorded calls. We've got a 24-hour day, 7-day a week presentation here, so you can understand the model. All right, so you can understand the model. All right, so maybe you've seen that. Maybe you've come to a live presentation, a live webinar. This is where you can see a recorded version. Then I'm going to want you to come back here to training and make sure you click on where it says training, comp plan, and we have a very thorough, very comprehensive training on the daily revenue sharing. We talk about the Jubi bucks and how to generate Jubi points. We talk about giving away the samples and how that generates Jubi points and what Jubi points mean when we get to the daily revenue sharing portion. We also have another video that should be back here. Corporate wanted us to make a minor change that we're in the midst of changing, so we've got to re-render it. It'll be here probably the middle part of the week on a training on the override income, and we'll start loading up other videos this week as our 10 ways a company is going to pay. Another announcement real quickly is management has gotten to the attorney the compensation PDF. Attorney wanted management to make a couple little minor changes, nothing major as it relates to how it all works, but just some verbiage changes. Got that back to management. Management now has gotten that back to the attorneys, so now they're playing a game of tag. So tag, the attorney is it. We're waiting for the attorney to just reapprove the changes that they wanted to see, again in verbiage. Once that happens, they'll get that back to management. Management will then put that into our back office. I do know that some management will be traveling over the next couple of days, so we may not see that compensation document for maybe the latter part of the week. It might be sometime next week. In the meantime, you are going to start seeing more training videos pop up here into the comp plan. Okay, now, so real quickly, we're in the pre-registration stage now. We're about to go into the pre-launch stage where we're going to be able to purchase packages. That stage is going to probably last for a few short weeks. During that stage, commissions will be paid out. For instance, if you refer John, promoter, and John purchases a $2,500 package, I'll give you the package prices in just a moment. You could earn up to 10% of that, or $250. All right, so during this pre-launch period, that $250 would get paid. You'd have the ability to withdraw all of that as commissions as cash, or you'd be able to cover your next month's subscription, or you'd be able to buy more inventory, which is I'm going to strongly suggest you consider, so that you can give away that inventory and generate more Jubi points. Remember, for every Jubi buck you give away, you generate a Jubi point. So if you took this $250, if you didn't need the money, and you took that $250 and you bought $250 more of Jubi bucks, gave those away to generate more Jubi points, you just added another $250 Jubi points. What we want to see, ladies and gentlemen, is we want to see that when the daily revenue sharing starts, that's going to be stage 3, which is going to be the soft launch. We want to see folks into the tens of thousands, the multiple tens of thousands, and if you mess with us, even some folks in the hundreds of thousands of Jubi points. Imagine if someone is at 10,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 Jubi points when we have that first daily revenue. Imagine if they made in that first daily revenue 4 figures in their reward. You think things are exciting now. I mean, folks all across the globe. Okay, so let's give you a couple of announcements here. Share with you a couple things that are happening. Now, what's going to happen this week? So far, what you've been able to see in your back office, let me show you where to look for this, by the way. In your back office, when you go under My Jubi Team, when you go under My Jubi Team, now I'm operating from a test position here, so it won't show anything because we're not enrolling anyone to this test position. Under where it says My Jubi Team, if you have enrolled, as most of you have, all right, the majority of you have enrolled at least one, if not more, okay, you're going to see the username, the first, last name, email address, phone number. Right now, nobody really has a rank, all right, the join date, so on and so forth. You're going to see that right in here. Now, we'll say that some of this terminology is going to change. For instance, we will not use the term that you personally sponsored someone going forward. We're going to say you personally enrolled someone. The reason being is that with the Jubi Suite, you can be the enroller. You enrolled me. I registered at your link as an example, but you may choose to place me in Boomi Moore's. Let's say that Boomi was in your organization. You may choose to place me in her unilevel, so she would be my placement sponsor. You are my enroller. That relationship will never change. If you place me in Boomi's unilevel, let's say direct to Boomi, Boomi becomes my placement sponsor. You still keep the generational bonuses. You keep the lion's share of the income. You don't give up anything. What you do by placing me with Boomi is you then allow Boomi to start overriding where she wouldn't have been overriding me and my team before, and all of my team's production helps her for her promotions. Plus now, if you play the cards right, and you've placed me with someone on your leadership that you trust, then you can introduce Boomi to me as an example. And now not only are you working with me to help me build my organization, now you have Boomi, who's also going to be working with me to help me build my organization. It's a great way to build teams. And for those of you who didn't quite get that, what you want to pay attention to, come back here every day this week, come to training. I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm wrong place. Come to calls and webinars. Come to calls and webinars and recorded calls, because last week's training, last Monday night, we did record that, and we rendered it, and just waiting for that to, again, there was a mix-up in communication. I thought they already had it, so we resent it earlier today so that can be posted back here. Okay, now, let's talk about what's going to show up this week. This is going to be really exciting. Okay, so this is what's going to show up this week. Right now, Marlene, all you can see is the folks that you have personally enrolled. And you really can't see, well, what about folks that they've enrolled, and folks that they've enrolled, and folks that they've enrolled. And so you may have personally enrolled 5 or 10 or 20, but your folks that enrolled may have enrolled some folks, and their folks may have enrolled some folks. So you may have a much larger organization than what you are thinking. So in your back office, you're going to have where it says generations. Again, let me show you where this is going to be. Under My Jubi Team, right here where it says generations, okay? All right, so it's going to be right here in this section here, right here in this section here. So let me show you what it's going to look like. All right, so here you have someone, I don't know who this person happens to be, I wouldn't mention them anyway, but they have personally enrolled quite a few folks. You can see this, all right? So they personally enrolled quite a few folks. Let's say this is you, all right? This is you. Let's make this bigger, sorry. This is you somewhere over here. Bear with me. Whoops, what happened? Bear with me. Something happened. What just happened? All right. Okay. This is you somewhere over here, okay? You can see my cursor. And you have personally enrolled all these folks, all right? It could be, our top enroller right now is over 700 personal enrollees. Someone's chomping on his heels, though. Somebody is well over 600 on their way to 700 also. So they've enrolled quite a few folks. So they've enrolled this particular person here, and when they click on a link, all you'll have to do is click on one of these boxes, and it's going to pop up anyone that they have enrolled. So you can see this person here has enrolled quite a few themselves, Good job, good job, good job. All right, so let's say you want to click on this link here and see, how their team is building, all right? And then you would see the folks that they've enrolled here. And there'll be a little dialog box that'll pop up that will, at a glance, will say, John, Mary, Susan, Jolene has enrolled 1, 0, 10, 75, 193, or whatever, okay? All right, so this is what's going to be featured late this week. You'll be able to see this late this week. Here's another example. So let's say that you're somewhere over here, all right, and once again, you've enrolled quite a few folks, and you click on this person's a link there, boom, you want to see how they're building, and now all of a sudden you can say, oh, wow, they've got a nice little team growing. And then you click one of these folks and you say, oh, wow, they've got a nice little team growing. All right, then you click on this person, oh, my goodness, wow. Click on, oh, my goodness, now look at this. All right, if you enrolled this person here, all right, this person would be first generation to you. That relationship never changes. So now you can see who's going to be second generation to you. Look at all these second generations, all stemming from this one person you enrolled. Remember this, you're one recruit away from an explosion. You're one recruit away from an explosion, okay? Once upon a time, a gentleman referred me to a particular business. We built that business, by the way, to a 7-figure business. The gentleman who referred me, most people would consider him Joe Average. The gentleman who referred me was also visually impaired. Wow, what a story. All right, so here's this person that referred me. We took it and we ran with it. He would have offered whatever support we needed, but, we had more experience in the industry than he did. He just happened to be the one that brought the message to us. That's a lesson. Don't not get your link to someone because you think that they wouldn't join with you, because you think, oh, they probably already know about it, or you think, who am I that they would join with me? This dude was visually impaired, sent me his link. I was looking at that particular company. He happened to send me his link. I knew who he was. All right, he sent me his link. I joined with him. We built a 7-figure business. He made tons of overrides, tons. He made a ton of money. Okay, so just look at the power of this, ladies and gentlemen, when you're going to be able to see. See, right now you're saying, oh, I've referred 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But what have they done? And what have they done? And what have they done? Okay, so this is going to show up later on this particular week. Let me show one last one, okay? All right, now, while I show this, I also want to make sure, now some of you will pick this up. Some of you won't just yet because you're newer and you'll need to go back to last week's video training once it's posted under your call and webinars link, then under recorded calls. Call and webinars, make a note of that, please. Call and webinars link, call and webinars link, call and webinars link right here, and then under recorded calls, this is going to be, it's going to show up as video number 2 once they post it. It's going to show up as video number 2 once they post it, okay? Now, it's going to be very key. Now, this is what I want to show, just the power of this. Okay, so here we go. Here's you again. This is you down here. You've personally enrolled quite a few folks. Good for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. And let's say you segment this one person here. You click on them and you see, wow, they personally enrolled quite a bit. My goodness. All right. This person, everyone that you see here is first generation to you. Everyone you see here in my example is first generation to you. First generation, meaning you personally enrolled them. That personal enrollment relationship never changes. They are first generations to you. All right, when you clicked on this one person, Now you get to see who's first generation to them, second generation to you. Do not confuse generations and levels in our system. They're two totally separate and distinct things. Do not confuse generations and levels in our system. They're two totally separate and distinct things. That video that you're going to find where? Let's give away some money. Where are you going to find the video? Where are you going to find the video? That training video from last week. Under what section? I'm giving away $100 right now. Talk to me in your questions box. Where are you going to find the video? Stop. Got a winner. Stop. Got a winner. Stop. Got a winner. You never know when it's going to happen. David Farad. Congratulations, buddy. $100, David. Let me show you how to get that, my friend. David, what you're going to do is you're going to send an email to, you never know when I may do that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, webinar promotion. You know what? I need to make sure that's not, is it webinar promotions or webinar promotion? Hold on. Give me just a moment. Let me check. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right email address to go to. I think it's webinar promotion with no S at gmail.com, but let me just make sure. Bear with me. Yep, that's it. No S. So, David, no S on there. Webinar promotion at gmail.com. Webinar promotion at gmail.com. Company would prefer to use either Payza or Solid Trust Pay. So if you have either one of those, just supply which one you would prefer. If you don't have either one of those, then just tell us another way to get it out to you. The company would prefer to use Payza or Solid Trust Pay. We'll get that out to you in the next 24 hours. Congratulations, David Farad. David, for your $100. Okay. All right. So calls and webinars. Now, this is what I want you to see. I want you to see the power of this. I really want you to get this. Okay, I really want you to get this. Here we go. This is you. You've personally enrolled quite a few folks here. But click on this link here. Now you can see the folks they personally enrolled. Wow, second generation. You click on this link here. Now you can see the folks they've enrolled. Wow, pretty good. Third generation. You click on here. You click on here. Now you see the folks that they've enrolled. Wow. Okay? You click on here. Look at this. Look at this. This person is filling up the page, and it probably extends way somewhere up here where you'll be able to use a scroll bar, and maybe even somewhere way down here. Okay? Have no idea, and you'll be able to look and just see at a glance. I think this is one of the functionalities they're putting in to just, it'll pop up a box and it'll say how many people that person is personally enrolled. Okay, so here's a couple things I want us to learn from this. Number one, a lot of times, some of your best leaders will not come through your first generation. Obviously, this is a great leader right here because they've already begun to enroll. But you have this is an extremely strong leg already. Why? We would often say in this industry, one of my multi-millionaire mentors taught me this. He said, a recruit is not a recruit until they have a recruit. Now, what he said, now this was before the revenue sharing world, but his whole thinking was, all right, when you recruit John into the business, all right, one way to help solidify John is for John to recruit Mary or Susan or Sam. So you want to help John personally enroll someone. That's what he would teach. Now, again, we know in the revenue sharing world that the fact people just don't leave. They stay. They pay the monthly subscription because they're making money on a daily basis. No reason why not to stay in the game, all right, at least from that standpoint. But then he would also teach this. He said a recruit leg is not a recruit leg unless it is 4 deep. Meaning, let's go back here. All right, so if this is you, this is a person that you enrolled. 1 deep. This is a person they enrolled. 2 deep. This is a person they enrolled. 3 deep. This is a person they enrolled. 4 deep. And look at what happened. A lot of times your biggest leaders are going to be 2, 3, 4 generations removed from you, and that's fine. Because what this does is this starts to really solidify this one leg here. See, this person is not going anywhere. Why? Because they've already personally enrolled quite a few folks. This person is not going anywhere. Why? They've enrolled a few folks. This person is not going anywhere. Why? They've enrolled a few folks. And by the way, this person enrolled this person, and this person enrolled all these folks. And that's what you haven't been able to see up to this point, that you're going to be able to see later in the week. Get your link out. 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 I wish I could say it faster, but do you get the point? Get your link out. Now, let's talk about the Jubi Suite real quickly. For those of you who will get the Jubi Suite, others who won't get it just yet, what are you going to do? You're going to go back to your back office, and you're going to click on calls and webinars, recorded calls, and you're going to look to watch that later on in the week once that is posted. Hopefully it will be posted as early as tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, now, here's the power of the Jubi Suite. Gosh, oh my gosh, this is it. Wow. Here's the power of the Jubi Suite. Let's say this is you. You've enrolled all of these great folks here, right? All of these folks right now are in your Jubi Suite. You have 60 days to place one into another's organization, okay? So let's say you ran a contest. You ran a contest, and let's say that this person, this top person up here, won the contest. You ran the contest, and this person right here won the contest. That contest is your contest. You're the leader. You could have said, whoever refers the most personal enrollees wins the contest. And what could they win? They could win a leg or 2 or 3. This person here, this is you, you could look at all these legs you have. So you could place a number of legs in your unilevel, and remember, it doesn't change the genealogical relationship, so it doesn't hurt you from a genealogical or generational bonus standpoint. You still are going to earn what you're going to earn, okay? Now, look at this. Let's say this person wins the contest, and because this person won the contest, you decided to place this person here with this person here. You decided to place this person here, oh my goodness, with this person here because this person won the contest. What would this person now inherit? They would get this person and all of their personal enrollees in their unilevel, and then these people would be in their unilevel, and these people would be in their unilevel, and these. Look at this entire, my gosh, look at this entire business. This entire business, and we haven't even clicked on all these links, by the way, because we don't know what this person has done yet. We don't know what this person has done yet. Now, I'm hoping you're following my cursor here, so I'm hoping you can see that. We don't know what this person has done yet. We don't know what this person has done yet. We're just looking at a snapshot. We're looking at what one dude or dudette enrolled by this person. We're looking at just one of their folks, and looking at one of their folks, and everything has happened from the power of one. There could be hundreds of folks in that leg, and because someone won a contest, they could get hundreds of people in their organization. Get your link out. Get your link out. Get your link out, because I promise you that when leaders go in their back office and they start looking and seeing who's being productive, remember, leaders, you should leverage this tool, not use it as an entitlement society. So if you're not getting your link out, I can't promise you that your leader's going to place a leg in your organization. I can tell you, I would love you, but I want to use this as a leverage tool. So guess what you should be doing? Get that link out. Get that link out. Get your people to get their link out. Get your people to get their link out, so on and so forth. And so this is the power of this generational tool. And after we launch the generational tool, which will be late this week, then maybe as early as next week, we may actually launch the Jubi Suite. The company didn't want to launch it until it was comfortable that enough people understood it. Now, on tonight's webinar, roughly 54% of you said, I get the Jubi Suite. 46% of you said, don't get it just yet. So you're going to go in your back office. You're going to be looking for that Jubi Suite training we did on last Monday under calls and webinars and recorded calls, and then you want to watch that. Watch all of it. If you've got to watch it again, watch it again. If you've got to watch it a third time, watch it a third time. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, if this person was placed in this person's organization, what does that mean for this person? Oh my gosh, that right there, that one move, in time, that one move could be a six-figure annual income for them. In time, that can happen. Remember, with that placement tool there, remember, we're talking about someone in your unilevel generating 0.5% per day as an override when that person is building their Jubi point totals. So if all of a sudden that person was placed, I'm going to use fictitious names, but let's say that Marie was the one that was placed with Linda, okay? Now Linda is going to override not just Marie, but Marie's entire organization could get 0.5% per day in an override of Marie's business in terms of when they're getting their daily rewards. Now, what does this mean? Okay, let's say that Marie had 10,000 Jubi points, and her daily reward was 125. Once we get to the daily rewards, was 125 Jubi bucks. We're paid in Jubi bucks. All right. Well, what would happen is, Linda, if all of Marie's reward, got paid to her in Jubi bucks, she did not commission any of that out, then Linda would get 0.5% as an override. So you say, okay, well, that's not much, 125.5%. Oh, what's that? All right. So, whoop-de-doo. She earned an extra 63 cents in an override that day. Whoop-de-doo. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Well, if she earned something like that every day, that'd be almost $19 a month. Now, that's just with Marie. I'm telling you, for years, we would promote a business where I personally enrolled you, got you on auto ship for the company's box of juice, and I got paid a $20 override. And I was pretty excited about that. Here, that happened because you won a contest in this example. But what happens when all of a sudden Marie's point totals are 100,000? And now this is $12.50. And now this is maybe $6.30. We're just using these all examples, illustrative purposes. I'm not promising this that type of income. And now all of a sudden, you're talking about 190 bucks a month as an override. For a placement. And what about all those folks that's in Marie's organization? So what happens when Marie maybe gets to 250,000 Jubi points? Well, maybe Marie doesn't get to 250,000 Jubi points, but the combination, remember all these folks, look at all these folks that she personally enrolled, all of those folks would now be in your organization if she was placed with you as a placement sponsor. Someone else enrolled her, but was placed with you. Now, so how do you get that type placement? You got to go to work. This isn't a matrix where there's a forced spill where spiel goes to whomever, and that whomever might not even be looking to work the business. This is where leaders are going to reward folks for building the business. Now, if that's not you, that's fine. You still get your daily rewards. You still never have to refer anyone. But I want to position you, your leaders want to position you where you can make the big money. The reason we've seen people with this model generate 7-figure incomes, cash in hand, in 12 and 15 months' time is because those folks did a little bit to build their business. Get your link out, get your link out, get your link out, get your link out, get your link out. Okay, so that's going to be showing up later on this week, latter part of the week, the generations. This is amazing. This is huge right here. Gosh, that's huge. Okay, what else is going to be showing? And I said on last week, when you see this, you know the day is fast approaching that we're going to be transitioning from pre-registration into pre-launch, where we can start making purchases. Okay, so later this week, let's say that everything happens the end of the week, Thursday or Friday. If it happens a day or two before, then great. All right, so let's say it all happens Thursday or Friday. And if we're on track, we could have a special Thursday night training webinar. We'll still do our Thursday night business presentation, but if we're on track with all of this, and according to programming, we're definitely on track with all of this, we could have a very special JubiRevTraining.com webinar on Thursday night. We'll let you know about that, okay? All right, now, what we're going to be able to do as early this week is go on and order one of the prepaid Visa debit cards that we'll have. This will be both a pay-in solution and a pay-out solution. A pay-in meaning I want to get money into the system for the purposes of making a purchase. I want to get money into the system for the purposes of making a purchase. That's a pay-in solution. Notice my words. I did not say that we were making a deposit. We're not going to use banking terms. I did not say we were making an investment. We're not going to use investing terms. It was a pay-in solution, or we will say load money. That's not an investment term. That you don't think normally that of being a banking term. All right, now you're going to be able to order the prepaid Visa. I think it's going to be like $10 for up front, and there'll be a small monthly charge. The monthly charge will simply be on your card, and when you receive commissions, all right, if you've not covered, nobody's going to send you a bill for that. When you receive commissions, they would take out the small monthly charge once you've started receiving commissions, okay? All right, now, it's going to be simple. This show up in your My Account, then My Financials. My Account, then My Financials. Whoops. Okay, so this is going to show up in your My Account, My Financials, under eCash. It should show up under eCash. Okay, all right. So you see where it says coming soon now. My Account, My Financials, My Account, My Financials, under eCash. Okay. Now, what you will be able to do this week is you're going to be able to register your card. Now, this particular card, you can't. It's only for individuals. So you won't be able to use this particular card and have it in a corporate name. Now, your business could be in a corporate name, but in terms of the card itself, the card is going to be in an individual name. Okay. Excuse me. So it's going to be real simple. You're going to fill out your information. It's going to take you to step 2. Step 2 is, I don't know if step 2 is where you're, I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what step 2 is. This is step 1. Don't take it to step 2. Step 3 is going to be where you're going to cover for the purchase of the card, something like $9.95 or $10. I'm talking in U.S. dollar terms. You want to get the card ordered. Now, what's going to happen is once your card is ordered, somewhere between 48 and 72 hours, you're going to have an online account established with this particular merchant. It's essentially going to be a virtual checking account. So for those of you that maybe for whatever reason are not bankable right now, this is going to be a great system for you because it'll be a virtual checking account. You can actually have a direct deposit to it, just like you would a bank. You could, if someone wanted to send a wire to you for whatever reason, you could give them the coordinates through this virtual checking account. Okay. Now, this virtual account, you're going to be able to load. You're going to be able to load that up. You'll be able to go to any store that offers, I think it's called Green Dot Money Pack. I believe that's what it's called. Let me see. I had to do one of those the other day for someone because PayPal doesn't like me and they only took PayPal payments. So I went to Walmart and picked up a Green Dot. Give me a moment. Let me see if I see that. Give me just a moment. Make sure I'm calling it right. I had to do this the other day. Yeah, it is it's a Green Dot Money Pack. They spell it P-A-C-P-A-K. If you have a Walmart near you, more than likely you can get one there. I think you can get one at something like a Walgreens or what have you. Now, when I went to Walmart the other day, you can load, this one says I could load anywhere from $20 to $1,000. And there's a small fee when I load it. It's like $4.64. That's what they charge me at my local place. So if you wanted to load up your system with $1,000, all right, $1,000 plus your service fee. If you wanted to load up your system with $2,000, you would buy 2 money packs. If you want to load it up with 3 or 4. Now, I can tell you, typically in the U.S., if I go to a location and I ask for 3 money packs of $1,000 a piece, I think that's when they start getting all nosy and start asking me all kinds of stuff and driver's license and social security number and all that stuff. No, I've noticed if I've ever gone and I've asked for 2 of them for $1,000 a piece, they didn't ask me all that stuff. So if you want to load up your system with more than 2,000, you might want to, do 2 at one spot and then maybe go to another spot, do another couple, so on and so forth. I don't like them asking me all those questions because it's my money asking me all those doggone questions. I'm sorry. I'm on a corporate call. I need to behave myself. I'm sorry. That wasn't very professional. I'm sorry if my mom's out there. Okay. So in any event, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able, I understand, you'll be able to go to load it up with any place that accepts MoneyGram, as well as Western Union, I believe. I am safe in saying that. I'm pretty sure. So that you can make purchases, a way to pay into the system so you can make purchases. And then obviously it's going to be a payout solution. It's going to be a payout solution when you are ready to receive commissions. You're going to be able to use the same card. You'll be able to have commissions sent directly to your virtual checking account. From there, you can load it onto your debit card and use it like you would use any other type of debit card, whether you're using it at an ATM or whether you're using a point-of-sale purchase, or you'll be able to simply transfer it from the virtual account into your regular bank account, so on and so forth. So you'll have plenty of options. There are no citizenship requirements. There's no finance charges because it's not a credit card or anything like that. If you want to do a card-to-card transfer, I believe that's what's going to happen with the company. I believe once your funds are in your virtual account, you'll essentially be doing a transfer into to the company so that it goes into your eCash. All right. All of the steps. We'll make sure that we have all the steps detailed out for you. I just want you to know this is a sign that we're getting close. We're getting close to people being able to load their accounts or pay into their accounts for the purposes of making purchases. All right, so let's start to round third. We've got a few other things I wanted to hit real quickly. All right, real quickly. Your monthly subscription options. There are 4 monthly subscription options. All right, and these subscription options also give you the volume requirements to hit certain ranks. The first rank is that of a Jade. There are multiple ways to get there, but if you have the $15 a month subscription, that gets you your Jade rank. I'm talking in U.S. dollar terms. So $15 a month in U.S. dollars, whatever that means in your particular currency. By the way, if you are Jade, what this means for you is that any Jubi points that you earn as a Jade promoter, your Jubi points earn for a period of 80 days. If you are Jade. If you are Ruby, multiple ways to get there. The pathway of least resistance is to have a $50 a month subscription. Your points earn for 85 days. Your points earned for 85 days if you're Ruby. If you started off Jade and you earned 1,000 points as a Jade, those 1,000 Jubi points live for 80 days. If you then upgraded to Ruby, from the day that you become a Ruby and going forward, assuming you stay at the Ruby rank, any new points that you earn have an 85-day life cycle. Emerald, $100 a month subscription, 95 days. That is a huge incentive. If you can, if you've got the resources, if it's not going to hurt your family, $100 a month gives you 95 days. And ladies and gentlemen, if you start doing the math on that, we'll do some training on that. You start doing some math on that, it doesn't take that many points for the difference in the days that your points earn for it just to make economic sense for you to jump up to the higher subscription. And then the highest subscription is Diamond. $200 a month. This is where you get the biggest bang for your economic buck, 105 days. Now, what I want you all to consider, I know for some folks in other countries that do not have the U.S. dollar as their dollar measurement, and when you do some of the currencies and so on and so forth, 200 U.S. dollars could be a lot in some countries. I was recently in Guatemala. 200 U.S. dollars is a lot of money in Guatemala. It's about $1,400 dollars in their currency. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to start off. Consider this. I'm sorry. All right. Starting off with the largest monthly subscription your resources allow. Why? If you can start off at the $200 a month, all right, price that into your getting started budget. You know that for 30 days, every Jubi point you earn has a 105-day life cycle. You know that every Jubi point that you earn, whether it's 10 or 10,000, those have 105 days. See, what you won't know, what we won't know is we don't know what packages all of these folks are going to purchase. And by having that subscription, one, you give yourself 105 days for each of your Jubi points for those first 30 days, okay, because you're not going to have a subscription due for another 30 days, one. Two, this gives you the biggest bang for your override commission dollar. The hope is that you generate at least $200 US in commissions so that can cover your next month's subscription. And now you've got at least 60 days of your Jubi points earning for 105. And if that's growing, you're allowing your Jubi points to grow, most of you if you will follow some of these types of things that we'll be teaching and some of your leaders will be teaching, most of you will find that in a 30 to a 120-day period, you've got enough revenue coming in from your daily rewards once the daily rewards start, and or your commissions to cover your monthly subscription, so your monthly subscription doesn't become an ongoing bill for you. Okay? All right. By the way, at a $15 a month subscription, one of the things you're going to get is you're going to get 15 product credits. What does that mean? That means these are almost like Jubi Bucks, except you don't give these away to other customers to generate points. These are credits that you can use to come into our shopping portal, our Jubi Max shopping portal, and you can apply those credits towards any of the products that are in there. So if you see some weight loss products, all right, this is like being on an auto ship. The difference is, the reason the company did it this way is that if a person were on a $15 a month subscription, maybe they want to build up their product credits to buy, whether it's the Grand Poobah skincare package, or they want to build up their product credits.
Press 1 to listen to your recording. Press 2 to re-record it. Press 3 to save your changes. Press star to repeat this menu, or press 9 to exit to the main menu without saving.
I don't know why that happened, ladies and gentlemen.
You did not make a selection. Please try again.
Moment, ladies and
Press
gentlemen.
1 to listen to your recording. Press 2 to...
Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, put a yes in your questions box. I don't know what just happened there. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. All right, I've got enough yeses. Thank you. Don't know what happened there. Don't know what happened there. Bear with me. All right, let's give away $100. Someone has a $100 subscription. What is that rank called? That reaches the rank of what? What is that rank called? $100 a month subscription gives you what rank? Give me a moment. Stop. I've got a winner. Stop. 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 Andre. Whoa. Wait a minute. Darn. I didn't see that. You know what? Because I called your name, you're going to get one, and then the real winner's going to get one. Andre Jenkins. I thought it was you. It wasn't you, but I'm not going to tease you like that. So you're going to send an email to webinarpromotion@gmail.com, and let's find out who the real winner was. Is it Marla? M-A-R, and it looks like it was a space, L-A. You are the winner. You are the winner. Fantastic. You are the winner. Okay? All right, so we did, I think it was Andre. Was it Andre? All right, so Andre Jenkins, and we're going to do one more. We're going to do two more, because Andre was not the first one, but I called his name out, and we can't take it back from him. So M-A-R-L-A was a person that I saw, as well as Andre. Congratulations, both of you. $100. Webinar promotion at gmail.com. We got to hurry this thing up. We're past our time. Webinar promotion at gmail.com. And again, the company would prefer Pazer STP. If you don't have either one of those, let us know the best way to get that to you. Okay. In the next 20, if it's Pazer STP, you'll see it in the next 24 hours. Okay. So here's why I want you to factor in your initial budget. You're going to get 15 product credits. It's real simple. It's however many dollars is the number of credits. So if you're at Ruby, you're going to get 50 product credits. Now, I'm telling you, loves this is because if you're Emerald at $100 a month subscription, you get 100 product credits. All right. If you are Diamond at $200 a month subscription, you get 200 product credits. So now what you get to do, if you want to go into the system every month and you're on, you want to get the weight loss, you get to order the weight loss, and the only thing that you cover at that, let's assume it doesn't cost more than 200 credits for everything you're getting, then all you've got to do is cover the shipping and handling. So that is, I mean, what we're so excited about is this is more like direct selling. This is more like what regulators are more used to in terms of this industry. And so we're building on the foundation of real products. We're building on the foundation of even the promoter base getting real products. And then we center all that around with this revolutionary revenue sharing model. And then we add the Jubi suite to that. My goodness. No wonder I slept 9 hours and 96 hours last week or week before, whenever it was, okay? So this is so powerful that you've got your monthly subscription, but those give you a certain amount of credits, 15, 50, 100, and 200. If you don't use the credits this month, guess what? Then they build for next month. And then maybe you've got 400 product credits, and then you can go in. So now, those of you who are saying, I want to do some offline events where I actually have some products in hand, not that I'm looking to sell those products, but just to kind of demo those products. Zeke and Jerry, I know you guys like to do home parties, and you want to demo those products. Well, guess what? That means with your product credits, you get to order the product, use it, or display it, or demo it, what have you. I'm hoping you're saying that we are all going to the bank. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Boy, I got to hurry this thing up. Okay. All right. The other part I want to hit on, I'm not going to have time to hit on because we're past our time. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to stop right now. We are going to have our optional Q&A. So if you have questions, I need to give away. Don't put questions in yet. I'm sorry. I need to give away some more money. All right. So we actually have. We're going to give away to 5 folks. Andre snuck in there. Good job, Andre. You still get that $100. We've given it to. So we need to give $300 away. $300 away. Okay. All right. So open up your questions box. Open up your questions box. Open up your questions box. Okay. Outside of using the Green Dot Money Pack, what's another way that you can load up funds into your virtual checking account? Stop. Got an answer. Stop. 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 Let's see who wins. By the way, Pays and STP will also be options, but that's not what we discussed on tonight. Let's see here. Cheryl Cornier. Did I say your name right? Let me put it up here. Someone just put in there, they said, hey, I would rather, instead of having the Jubi, instead of having those product credits, I would rather have the Jubi points. Well, when you understand what the regulators have looked at when they look at this revenue sharing model, you'll understand why the company put that in place. Instead of giving you Jubi points, see, here's the thing. If you got Jubi bucks that you could then give away, what would most people do? They would take those Jubi bucks, they'd give it away so they could generate more Jubi points. Okay? One of the complaints that one of the regulatory authorities had against one of the biggest companies that had a revenue sharing model is they said, nobody's using the product. Nobody's even getting the product. A very small percentage of folks were even using the product, including promoters. So now what is the company doing here? They're saying, use the product. Let's get back to what this industry is about, which is product and service movement. Not a money game. Not a money game. Okay? All right. So, Cheryl, you won. Congratulations, Cheryl. Cheryl, I can't pronounce your last name, so I'm going to put it up here. By now, you should know webinar promotion. COURNOYER. I think I spelled that right. Okay. All right. So we've got 2 more. We've got 2 more to give away. $200 more to give away. Let's see here. Let's see here. Bear with me. Let me look at my notes we've had here. There are 3 stages that we will have. There are 3 stages that we will have. What is stage 2? What is stage 2? What do we call stage 2? Stop. Got a winner. You folks are awesome. Give me a moment. Let's see here. Linda, I've got to spell your name. I can't pronounce it. I apologize. I do not want to mess it up. All right, so we've got Linda, starts with a J. Linda, J-E-C-M-E-N-E-K. All right, Linda J. I'm sorry, I dare not try that. All right, so we've got, we just did Cheryl before. And, oh gosh, who was the first gentleman that won? 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a fifth one that's already won. Andre's the one that snuck in. Good for you, Andre, because it was my mistake, and I want to make sure that we follow through. Don't want to take that back from you. All right, so we've got one more here. We've got one more. Let's see here. All right, that, by the way, that answer was pre-launch. Phase 1, pre-registration. That's the phase we're in right now. It doesn't cost anybody anything to go and get pre-registered. Stage 2 is pre-launch. We'll still be getting people registered, but this is where we then want to have people going on, getting their going on and starting to pay into their eCash so they can start making their purchases of not only the inventory packages but also the monthly subscriptions. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Inventory packages: $100, $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500. I'm over my time, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. $100, $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500. Now, the attorney's not comfortable with a $10,000 or $12,500 package. Some of you have seen that in the revenue sharing world before. Okay, so we will not have a $10,000 package. However, there is no limit to the number of these packages that you can purchase over time. You could, if you had the wherewithal, only do this if you've got the wherewithal. If you had $25,000 that you could use to purchase inventory, you can load up your system with $25,000. You just can't purchase 10 $2,500 packages all at once. You could purchase one package at $2,500. Once you've either used or consumed 70% of that package, all right, then the system will allow you to purchase another $2,500 package. That's a 70% rule that is used in the U.S. Mainly. Okay, it will impact everyone, but because the U.S. requires that from a regulatory standpoint, that's why that is there. Okay, this is another reason why I want you to go on and and get as high of a monthly subscription as your resources allow. It allows you to get larger overrides, because I'm already hearing folks saying, oh, you mean even though $2,500 is my largest package, I can purchase as many of those as my resources allow. I just can't purchase them all at once. So I'm already hearing people say, well, I'm going to load up my system with 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 or even more. Only do that if you've got the resources. Remember, you raise your right hand, you agree not to hurt your family. Purchase as much as your resources allow. Just don't hurt your family. Please don't go into debt. None of those things. It should be something that's a prudent choice. Okay. All right. So last question. What were the package sizes? What are the package sizes? There are 5 packages. What are the package sizes? Not monthly subscription, but the package. What are the package sizes? Stop. Got a winner. Gosh, you are good. That was quick. Fonda Waddell, I believe it is. And there were some folks right behind you, too. I won't say your names because you're going to be upset. All right, so Fonda Waddell, congratulations. Send an email to the same spot. Okay. All right, so now we're finished. I was over my time by 13 minutes. I do apologize. This is where we're going to have an optional Q&A. If you have put questions in before, I will not see those because we had a lot of activity going on in that questions box. So this is where you want to open up, and if you put in questions before, this would be the time to put them in again. We would take about 15, 20 minutes to get us to as many questions as we possibly can. Okay? Someone is asking, Alton is asking, can I use Bank of America to load up this card. Not this particular card. There is probably going to be another card that could be another week or 2 weeks away, where you will be able to use, in different countries, you'll be able to use different corresponding type banks. And in the U.S., Bank of America is one of those banks. I'm hearing that Chase may also be one of those banks, but not with this particular card. This card, you would use a Money Pack, or you would use Western Union, or you would use, you might be able to do, let me see, I think you might be able to do an ACH with this one, but don't quote me on that. I want to say I heard that, but I wouldn't say that's gospel truth. Okay, so that's what you would use for this one for the time being. Okay. Will there be a forum? Walter, I don't know, buddy. There's some folks that have some Skype chat rooms right now. I'm not sure about a forum. We'd have to have someone that really moderates that, because unfortunately, with this type model, you obviously get a lot of people that come and join you, and not all folks understand the rules of engagement. Not all folks understand, being professional and so on and so forth. So we've seen those types of things in the revenue sharing world before, and sometimes because people didn't understand the rules of engagement, it wound up being more of a negative than it did being a positive. So I can't promise that, so I'm not sure. I do know, check with your enroller, see if their team maybe has a Skype chat room, or maybe some type of Facebook room, or what have you, okay? Give me a moment. Keisha, someone is saying, okay, if I don't live in the U.S. And don't have a Walmart, so I can go and get like a Money Pack card, I believe, Keisha, I'm going to have to get an answer for you. I believe you can actually wire funds into the virtual account, I believe. I do know that's one of the reasons why there's going to be a second card option as well that would cater even more to the international audience and not just the U.S. audience. But I do believe you're going to be able to wire funds in. I still have some more questions to get answers so that I can make sure that I'm on track, and I know support is meeting with the debit card folks. So I believe you'll still be able to load up funds. But this is why there may be another card. Almost sure there's going to be at least a secondary card that's going to be more from an international perspective as well, okay? Give me a moment. Okay. Someone is asking, will we be able to load up our accounts with Payza and Solid Trust Pay? Yes, we will be. I don't know if I know what the company would like to do is make sure that that is all automated, and so I'm not sure if that will be ready to go as soon as the debit card is ready to go, but it's going to be ready to go very, very soon. And even though we're going to start loading up funds, that doesn't mean that we're ready to make purchases just yet. The company just, it's been amazing because the companies, was saying, well, hey, we don't want to ask anyone to put up one dime until we're ready to ship and what have you. And what's so interesting, I thought the field force was going to love that, and it's been the opposite. The field force is like, here, I'm ready to make a purchase right now. So they are going to allow people to load up their funds, and STP, Silent Trust Pay, and Payza will be options. It just may take maybe a week, maybe even 2 weeks before it is automated. They want to make sure it's automated so it's not a manual nightmare, okay? Will 1099s be issued to U.S. residents? Yes. Will there be a limit to the number of Jubi bucks that you can give to one person at a time? Debbie, I know there will be, but I don't think that has yet been defined. I know the numbers I've heard is maybe 300 to 400. Because remember, you can also use Jubi Bucks to actually give away the actual physical samples of the products. Also, Jubi Bucks can be used, to load up on the gift card, and people might use those Jubi Bucks to go into the travel portal. So I've heard 300 or 400. It may be more, it may be less. I don't think it's going to be any less than 3. And then what very well could happen is I know that when you're going to be able to see the volume of your customers. So let's say you give someone some Jubi Bucks or you give them a sample. You're going to be able to see that under your customer tab. And even if you've given them the maximum amount, and again, I don't know exactly what that maximum amount is going to be, even if you've given them the maximum amount, if they are using those Jubi Bucks, they're coming back and they're ordering, you're going to be able to give them more, because we want to incentivize that person coming back and buying again and buying again and buying again. And one way to incentivize them is to essentially give them a discount, which is what those Jubi gift cards are when you load them up with Jubi Bucks. So I'm hearing 300 or 400 is the number I've heard out of the gate. That could be raised after there's been some activity, so on and so forth. I can tell you, for instance, that I was with a company that, they started off at 200, and then about a month later they raised it up to 300. I've seen a company that started off with 300 or 400 or 500, then eventually raised their a maximum to maybe 1,000. So I expect it to start somewhere, then maybe be raised, but then also remember that when we see customers are actually consuming the bucks, using them, we'll be able to come back, even if we've hit the maximum that we could give at one time, we'll be able to come back and give them more and give them more and give them more, okay? Someone's asking, okay, what do I do? I've gotten my link out, I've done some safe lists, and I've sent some things out to my friends and my family, and I'm not getting the responses that I would like. You know what I'm going to say? Do it again. Do it again. And I know that's not what you want to hear, all right, but do it again. Keep sending it out. Keep sending it out. Keep sending it out. Sometimes what happens is that people need to see it multiple times. I know there have been oftentimes when I would get an email or I see something on Facebook or what have you, and I saw it the first time, didn't pay attention, saw it the second time, didn't pay attention, see it the third time, and you start thinking, wait a minute, what is this thing? There must be something to this thing. Now, when you tell me, hey, I've gotten out to some friends and family, let me tell you what I would do with friends and family. This is me talking. Not everybody's going to feel comfortable doing this. Friends and family, they don't have a choice. I'm calling them up. My brother, Tim, go here, register right now. Well, what am I register? Register and go and start going through the training. Because see, what I don't want to have happen is I don't want to have someone coming back to me 6 months from now when I'm doing well, when you're doing well, saying, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you tell me? That happened in my last venture. We did exceptionally well. And then we ran into some folks that knew us, and they actually had enrolled with some other folks, and they said, man, why don't you give me a call, man? Man, why? And my answer was, man, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know it was going to be big like this. Man, why didn't you call me? And they were mad because I did not persist. I can tell you some of the best folks I've ever enrolled that in our business, they didn't join me the first time or the second time or the third time. So listen, I would get my link out. I'd get it out again and again and again until someone tells me stop sending it or until they enroll. And unless they do one or the other, guess what? I'm again and again. The other thing I would have you to do is connect with whoever your enroller is. Now, we're doing a lot of training on this side that are specific to the nuances of Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, okay? Connect with who your enroller is. Maybe they're tied into some leadership that have some strategies in terms of maybe some co-ops. I know there's a group that's doing that's got a big co-op thing that they've got going on so that people can have targeted traffic for recruiting purposes. They may be really good at leveraging Facebook or Twitter or what have you. So see who their enroller, and if you know, find out who their enroller is. There's likely to be someone in your leadership that has strategies to help you get more and more people in this pre-enrollment phase. Okay. Bruce, I love your attitude. Bruce N., I love your attitude, buddy. Okay, Robert, I think we've answered your question now. Robert, you're asking how many Jubi bucks do you receive when you pay your monthly subscription? You are not receiving Jubi bucks. You are receiving a Jubi credit, all right, which is a product credit. So you're not going to receive Jubi bucks for your monthly subscription. You're going to receive, we put that somewhere up here, you're going to receive Jubi product credit. So a $15 a month subscription gives you $15 in product credits, meaning you can go in your back office and you can buy stuff, all right? $200 a month subscription, 200 product credits. You can go in your back office and you can buy stuff. You've got 200 product credits. So if you wanted to buy the weight loss, the energy, the vitality, any of the other products back there, you can use those product credits to make that purchase. Give me a moment here. All right, you can use those product credits to make that purchase. Why isn't the company saying, hey, well, here are 200 Jubi bucks and you can give them away so that you can create Jubi points? Because a regulator came in to a company that had a revenue sharing model, and one of the things that they concluded was that not enough people were using the product. The company is saying, listen, we want to make sure that our promoters are product users. They're using the product. They have the product. And one way to do that is for their monthly subscription to give them a certain amount of product credit so they can come in and get the products they want on a monthly basis, or if you want to let it build up a couple of months. You know, for instance, we're going to have a resort booking engine where you're going to be able to book an 8-day, 7-night vacation at over 2,000 resort locations in over 85 countries. You might allow your product credits to build up to basically cover most, if not all, I don't know if they'll allow all, but most of the pricing for that. So could you imagine if you decided to let this build up for a couple months and you went to the resort booking engine and let's say for this week stay at this nice luxury resort, 8 days, 7 nights, no timeshare presentation, let's say it was $499 for the week, and you've got 400 product credits that you can apply, so you only wound up paying $99 for an 8-day, 7-night vacation. All right, so, and then what would that mean from a regulatory standpoint? Mr. Regulator comes, open up your books. Are people using the product? And you got all these folks that on a monthly basis are using those product credits to either buy something to ship to them or using that in the travel engine or what have you, okay? That was a tremendous regulatory move, and the attorney loves it. Give me a moment here. Are there catalogs? Kathleen, no, they're not catalogs. Everything will be online. That's not to say at some point that those things may not happen, but no catalogs. Everything will be able to point everybody to the internet for them to check out what the product offerings happen to be. No catalogs at this point, okay? Someone is saying, what is the benefit, if any, for registering early in the company? Well, Ed, hopefully what you're doing is you're starting to get your link out, all right? Number one, just from a pure build and income standpoint, you know, when you take a look at this, what was the incentive for this person here? Well, this person here has a huge organization that's already starting to build, and not everybody's going to necessarily upgrade, but there'll be a percentage of folks that will. That's going to flow commissions. Those commissions are going to flow. Some people are going to put some of those commissions in their pocket. Some are going to cover their monthly subscription going forward, and some are going to take their commissions and then repurchase more inventory, give that away, generate more Jubi points. I have seen in a pre-registration period like we're dealing with now, I've seen where folks really got hot after building their referral network, and by the time there was a pre-launch and people were purchasing packages, that I've seen where people earned just doing that process $30,000–$40,000 in commissions, and maybe put some in their pocket and then use some to buy more inventory, give it away, and generate more and more points. Now, will there be some type of initial bonus if someone makes a purchase within a certain time frame? There well could be. I don't think the company's going to go crazy on anything like that, because the company's very observant of other companies in this industry. I'm aware of one company that had a really nice promotional, what we thought was a really nice promotional, hey, if you buy a package, by this time you're going to get so many additional points once you give things away. And that sounded good. But then what happened was there was such a dilution of excess points that the daily revenue, the revenue per point, or the rewards per point on the nightly basis has been and continues to be very, very low. And so now you've got a lot of people in that particular company that are complaining that, man, the daily revenue per point is really low. They forgot that they got these extra points, as it were. So if the company has some type of promotion, it'll probably be very limited so as not to overly dilute the point totals, because the real, I don't want to say magic, but the real power of this model is when everyone's earning a good reward per point per night. That's when this model just goes crazy and it takes off. We're seeing phenomenal results now, and nobody's made the first commission dollar because the first dollar hadn't even been sent into the company. Okay. By the way, this should tell you the company's commitment. You're seeing what's happening in the back office. Some of you've seen the back office. It looks better in a pre-registration than companies that had been 18 months in this industry and were generating millions of dollars a day. You're seeing the company's even giving away money, hadn't asked you for the first time. This company is committed to us. So the advantage is that you're going to be in place, you're going to have purchases, you're going to be able to give away inventory, you're going to have Jubi points, so that once the daily revenue starts, you've got those Jubi points. And I can tell you this, as a leader who's going to have people in the Jubi suite, you better believe I'm going to be looking to see who's upgrading. Who's upgrading? Leaders are going to be looking in their Jubi suite saying, who upgraded? Who upgraded? Who's upgraded? Because those are the ones they're going to want to put so into in terms of placing folks into their organizations. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, give me a moment. CC, can MX Bluebird be used? I'm not sure. Well, I'm sorry, to load your funds into your e-wallet? No. No, not that I'm aware of. I have not heard of MX being able to be used, okay? Will there be third parties that can be used for customer registrations? The company can never come out and promote a third party for you to get customer registrations, all right? A person can never come out, a company cannot come out and promote, here's a third party to get customer registrations. There will be companies out there that will offer customer registration. So what I would need you to do is connect with your enroller, and there's a good chance that your enroller, I don't know if they're building a large team just yet, but they probably have connections to someone who can start sharing some of those resources out there. You'll start seeing them. You'll start seeing them. It's just that the company can't promote them. There was somebody, bless their heart, they didn't quite get something, and I want to make sure that I make this very clear, okay? Someone who didn't get something, and I want to make sure that we make this clear. Okay, when we talk about purchasing as large of a package as your resources allow, we thoroughly understand this model, okay? And we know that if you have the wherewithal to purchase a package, a larger package, that simply gives you more inventory to give away to generate more Jubi points quicker, okay? So when I show this, for instance, okay, when I show this, for instance, all right, what we said 100, 250, 500, 1,000, 2,500. And we said, listen, raise your right hand, purchase as large of a package as your resources allow, just don't hurt your family. And then we said, don't get into debt, all right? Now, why did we say that? Because we've seen folks that have gotten excited, and they went out and they did some things that maybe wasn't in the best financial interest of their family. They went out and they borrowed money so that they could purchase a $2,500 package or more. If you need to borrow money to purchase a $2,500 package, it is the company's strong stance, and yes, this is being recorded. This is very important. It is the company's strong stance that you're not in the financial place right now to purchase a $2,500 package. No one's going to make you feel like a second-class citizen. What we don't want to have happen is people go out and they leverage themselves. There used to be a day that people didn't use debt a lot. That used to be a day. And unfortunately, I know this is why the country's in a mess, the world's in a mess the way it is now with all this financial crisis, is because the U.S. and Europe, they've over-leveraged themselves. Funny money, a lot of debt. We don't want to see you out hurting yourself to purchase a package. Now, are there some of you that you've got discretionary funds and you could purchase a $2,500 package, no sweat, a $10,000 worth, not a sweat? If that's you, fantastic. That's the point. Someone didn't quite get that, all right? And they didn't get it, but I want to make sure you understand the heart of the company. The company does not want to see anyone hurt their family purchasing packages. At the same time, purchase as much as your resources allow. Just don't hurt your family, okay? Linda, when can we have a prepaid card that would be for a company and not an individual? That particular provider does not provide a company-based prepaid card. The international one that's going to be coming out, when I say international, U.S. folks will be able to use it also. I've got to get an answer on that. I'm not sure. There will also be other payout solutions that are not related to the debit cards. One that I have heard that they're going to use that would allow money to basically sweep into your this back office system, and then you can move it to the bank account of your choice, and that one you can actually set up have it moved to a corporate bank account or what have you. But I've got to get some more information on that second card, as to whether or not it will allow for a corporate type. Ladies and gentlemen, we have answered a lot of questions, and we've got just about as many to go as what we've already answered. So we're not going to get to everything, and I do apologize. What we will do is on tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do a presentation, and that will be held at www.JubiRevWebinar.com. That will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we will share the income opportunity. Listen, I strongly encourage those of you that are already in the business, all right, to still get on that webinar. Get on that webinar. Every time that we do the webinar, it stretches our vision. All right, we see something again, we hear it again, and it just increases our drive for what we're doing to build this company and help so many people across the globe, and certainly get as many of your guests to that webinar as you possibly can. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to your news in your back office, any emails that may come from corporate, because we do expect later this week both the genealogies to be available as well as at least one of those debit cards to be available. We love each and every one of you. Remember, let's change the world together, starting with yours. And Jubi Max, Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, not just a company. It's a movement. Good night, everyone.